Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make one of my desserts, and these are brownie truffles. So the first thing you will need is some brownie mix. You can make your own brownie mix if you like. I always use Pillsbury 13x9 fudge brownies. This is my favorite mix to use. I do 2 boxes. With 2 boxes I end up with about 35 to 40 truffles. My only suggestion would be to use chocolate fudge brownie instead of milk chocolate. And you will also need some chocolate melts. This is the only brand that I like to use, and I can only find these at Walmart. You can use whatever brand you like. You can even use chocolate chips if you can't find any chocolate melts. Chocolate chips will do just fine. Then we have our toppings. You don't have to use toppings if you don't want to. The truffles will taste absolutely fine without toppings, but I like to use toppings. So today I'm going to be using some chopped walnuts. I'm going to be using some cookie crumbs, some chocolate sprinkles. I ended up not using the M&Ms. And then the Biscoff butter is my first time trying the truffles with the Biscoff butter. So now we're going to get started. So the first thing you do is you bake your brownie batter. Then you let it cool. Let it cool for at least an hour. Pretty much just like if you were doing regular brownies. Bake them the same way. Let them cool the same way. Next thing we're gonna do is I always use a big fork, and we're gonna crumble up the whole middle of the batter, and that's what we're gonna use to make the truffles. So you're always gonna end up with like a square. I don't use the edges because the edges are too crunchy and crispy. So I'm just gonna crumble up as much as I can out of the batter. So this whole middle is gonna go into a bowl afterwards. So once you crumble up the whole batter, you're gonna put the batter inside a big bowl. So if you're gonna make this the same day and your brownie batter is still a little warm, all you have to do is put it inside the refrigerator for at least 5 to 10 minutes or even 15 minutes, just to let the batter cool a little. If you try to do it while it's too warm, it might not work out. If you end up with a brownie batter that seems a little dry, what you can do is you can add chocolate frosting to the batter. So that will help it moisten up and they will taste absolutely fine. I'm going to actually make these tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whole batter in here. I'm going to close this up with a lid, leave it on the table until I'm ready to make my truffles. And this is how the brownie batter looks after it's all crumbled up. This is 2 boxes of brownie batter, and you're gonna end up with 35 to 40 truffles with this. So my batter is in here. I'm gonna cover it up with the lid. It smells amazing. I'm gonna leave it here till I'm ready to make my truffles tomorrow. Just make sure it is closed tightly so no air gets in and your batter doesn't get hard. So guys, I am ready to go ahead and make my truffles. So first I'm gonna get everything together. We need our chocolate melts, a bowl to melt the chocolate in, something to stir the melted chocolate, and then I have my little tool. My sister bought me that recently, and it's used to make chocolate covered desserts. If you don't have one of those tools, that's absolutely fine. You can use any size fork. Fork will work absolutely fine with this. And then we get all of our toppings together. So I usually always sort them out in little plates. It makes it easier to just grab them when you're ready to add the toppings. The Biscoff butter we're gonna melt in the microwave for about 45 seconds to a minute. So now we are gonna be melting our chocolate melts. For 2 boxes of brownie batters, I use a bag and a half. So if you only use 1 box of brownie mix, you can go ahead and use only 1 bag of the chocolate melts. And I usually melt it for 1.5 minutes. I do a minute first, stir it up, and then do the other half minute. But because I'm using a bag and a half, and these been in the fridge for a couple of weeks, they are a little harder. I'm gonna leave them in for closer to 2 minutes. Just start the microwave here and there, and just check on it to make sure it's not burning. And my chocolate is all melted now. It's perfect. I'm just gonna stir it up till it's completely melted. So now we're gonna get started with the truffles. So you can make these however big or small you want. For the perfect size truffle, you have to use a tablespoon. So what I do is I scoop up a tablespoon of the batter, then I roll it up into a nice little ball, dip it into the chocolate with a little tool or fork. Just scoop it up, make sure all the extra chocolate in the bottom is out. Otherwise you're gonna end up with a lot of chocolate in the wax paper and it's gonna be too messy. And that's what we're gonna keep doing. We're just gonna keep scooping up our brownie batter into little balls, tablespoon sized balls, dip them in the chocolate, put them in the sheet, and then usually I do like 1 or 2 layers, and then I'll add my toppings. If you wait too long, the chocolate's gonna start getting harder and the toppings won't really stick. So that's what we're gonna keep doing. I'm gonna end up with probably 2.5 or 3 cookie sheets of the truffles. So now we're just adding some toppings on top of the ones we did so far. Just add whatever toppings you want. If you want to leave them plain, that's fine. Just dip them on chocolate, put them on the wax paper, and then put them in the fridge to cool. But they taste so much better with toppings. So here I am making my second sheet. I already have one in the fridge. So you do have to put these in the fridge for at least a half hour to an hour. So make sure you have space in your fridge. I have to rearrange my whole fridge so I can fit these in there. And I'm just still dipping them in and adding more chocolate. It's a lot of truffles to make. So these are all the truffles I ended up with. They're gonna go in the fridge so the chocolate could harden up. Okay guys, so our truffles are all done. Now we're gonna put them into containers and bowls, wherever you wanna put them in. And if you wanna make them a little fancier, you can use the small baking cups that are used for like mini muffins, and they just look real pretty in there. Always take out the extra chocolate that's around the truffle. And these are gonna go back in the fridge. So whatever container you use, you do have to put them in the fridge so they can stay nice and cool, otherwise they'll melt. And here we go, we ended up with some beautiful truffles. I ended up with 2 containers full of truffles, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna taste delicious. So now it's time for me to try a truffle. I just took a bite. It is delicious. I tried the one with the Biscoff butter, and it tastes so good. It's a great combination. It's just so chocolatey, so fudgy, just delicious. If you love brownies, you will love these truffles. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more of my desserts, please follow me on Instagram at Cupcakes, Cookies, and More. I'll see you again next time. Bye.